3-point is so aggressive? Yes, yes. We've said it before, but 3-point, he is the cheesiest and most aggressive Zerg player in all of South Korea. I say most aggressive. I'll say cheesiest. I'll say he's the cheesiest Zerg player in all South Korea. And here, again, how did he respond to the all-ins with his own earlier all-in? He's like, hey, if Bjorn's gonna 2-base all-in me, I'm gonna 1-base all-in him. That's basically what happened. So 3-point, he was able to strike before Bjorn's builds really got into their own. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of a pylon. We have the red Protoss player. We have the Brutal Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. Oh, should fix that up. It is SHIN. Here we go, SHIN versus MindelVK. Again, MindelVK already causing an upset, already making it to the finals. It was a crazy result, and a big shout out to MindelVK for making it this far. But we'll see how he compares to SHIN. SHIN being the best Zerg player in StarCraft Evolution. Again, that mantle used to go to Dark, but Dark did retire, of course. Dark, he is now in the military. In the absence of Dark, that is where SHIN has risen up, at least in StarCraft Evolution. So far, hatch gas full, standard opener out of SHIN. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit sad because I was looking forward to a SHIN versus Bjorn match, just because I haven't seen them face off in quite some time, specifically in StarCraft Evolution, and I won't see them this time either. I like this. Meanwhile, I'm curious to see what MindelVK has to offer here in this matchup. Again, it is very common, very meta to open up with a Robo and to open up Disruptor drop. It's very common, but we'll see if MindelVK does mix it up. The pylon has been thrown down. Do we open up Stargate? Do we open up Robo? Do we open up something different like I almost said Twilight Council with a Citadel of Adu? We'll see. Okay, there is no Twilight Council, just a Citadel. Behind this, just getting into Dragoon range. Just waiting for his tech of choice behind the middle line. Very suspicious position there with the pylon. Meanwhile, very early Roach Warren out of SHIN. Oh my god, that is a 230 Roach Warren. He's going for a Roach Rush. He's going for an early Roach push here. SHIN, he's being hyper aggressive. And MindelVK will zone away. The Overlord will not get a kill. But again, tech-wise, what is the plan? Where are we headed? Where are we going? Let's pull away. Oh! Yeah, second Dragoon arrives. Overlord is safe. And the tech of choice, Citadel. There we go, Citadel of Adun. We are working towards Zealot legs, which means I'm going to be favoring this all-in. SHIN, he's cutting workers at 23, so we're cutting workers. The third base is just for larva, and the natural is also basically just for larva as well. And we're just making nothing but lings and roaches. SHIN is rallying across the map. Now, the scary thing about what's happening here is that MindelVK has limited scouting. Has very limited vision. MindelVK is taking a third base. He has one shield battery here at the natural. Likewise is skipping some warpins, is focusing on tonight. He's teching up into a Templar Archives. That's not what we need. Not here, not right now. And we're here to knock down that Dragoon. Dragoon taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. The wall is open, and now we're flooding through. Boys are being pulled. Zealots are trying to keep up. Again, it's just the one shield battery, and it's out of energy already. Yeah, GG gets called. MindelVK is caught with his pants down as the all-in does catch him completely off guard. And with that, SHIN starts off with a win. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, unfortunately, MindelVK, he just had no vision. He had no scouting. He did not check across the map. He was not aware the fact that there were no drones at the third, and there were only 5 drones at the natural. Only 5. Again, no saturation whatsoever, or I should say minimal saturation there from SHIN. With that, he just went for the 230 lair Oh, sorry, 230 Roachborn, I meant to say. Just send it across the map. GG. GG, well played with that. We're now getting into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Maganatha. And again, we'll see if MindelVK is able to get a read on what's happening and able to get a read on what SHIN is up to. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Psystorm Gaming Protoss, the Brood War Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he bounce back. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. We go. As once again, our eyes are going to be on SHIN. Last game, if you recall, he went for a 230-ish Roachborn timing, which was insanely early, and we'll keep an eye on him again to see if he does throw down any early tech, whether it's a Roachborn, whether it's a lair. So far, hatch first. So far, so good. As we are moving out. Likewise, we'll see what kind of tech MindelVK goes for. As a reminder, what did he go for last game? Last game he went for a Citadel opener, which means Zealot Legs, right? He opened up Zealot Legs into Storm or into Temple Archives, which gives access to High Templar, to Storm, to Archons, and to Dark Templar as well. Oh. As I think there was an interaction with this probe. But hopefully everything's okay. So we are moving in. Oh, there might have been a pause there, actually. Might have been a pause. As from here, it is going to be a double hatch opener. Basically, this third hatchery is very early. And the reason why you can afford this hatchery this early on is because SHIN is cutting corners. What's he cutting? Queen. He will skip his queen in the main, so only a single queen opener, late second queen, faster third base instead. So SHIN is cutting corners. He's being greedy here. You can punish this with early game Adept Harass because we're, in SC2 you can punish it with Adept Harass. When it comes to Brood War, we'll see how MindelVK does approach this. Back at home, Stargate opener. Okay. So it does open Stargate. With this, we should be opening up Scout to hunt down the Overlords. Hunt down the Overlords. As the first Overlord's already going to be going down. The Scout is denied. SHIN is in the dark. As the Stargate does complete. And the Scout is on the way. Now, this could be the beginning of something even spicier here. If you recall, we actually saw this in Rebellion versus Beyond, when we loaded into Maganatha. And we spoke about how, if we see a Stargate opener, like, this could be Stargate into a Fleet Beacon, into... God. Yeah, speaking of, Stargate to a Fleet Beacon, to a second Stargate into Skytoss. We were just talking about this. As Rebellion went for this build. He went for this build on this map, but that was in a different matchup. That was against Bjorn in a PvT. Now we're seeing it here in a PvZ as well. So we are rushing into carrier. Let's go. Let's go. Now, if you recall, Rebellion, he was able to successfully get into this and build up, I believe, up to around 8 carriers before he got knocked down. Again, we saw that Bjorn was able to hit a timing with his Mass Marines just before the supportive units for the carriers had really come online, and Bjorn was able to just break through then and there. We'll see how SHIN will approach this. So far, we can see SHIN just getting extra setup here. Getting into a Zero Chamber. Into upgrades. With this, we should be working towards +1 melee, I would imagine. Yeah, as the initial scout is revealed. So the scout is revealed. So even though SHIN hasn't...
engaged the enemy.
God damn. Even though SHIN hasn't scouted the main base, he is at least aware of the Stargates. Which means, in the back of his mind, something like a Skytoss rush is definitely prevalent. He doesn't know for certain, but he knows that it's a possibility. Things they do all MindelVK hidden. Behind this Bailey nest on the way. Okay, playing it safe. Going for the Bailey nest. I mean, from here it can just double down and go for a bust. Speaking of, it's a lot of Zerglings. Behind this, carriers are amassing. It doesn't feel like SHIN is aware of what's been happening. SHIN has no lair, by the way. We're almost at 6 minutes with no lair. That has to be intentional. This has to be an all-in. Oh boy. And we'll see how much damage it actually gets done. Yeah, Ling does scout, Ling does confirm. So yeah, SHIN, he's coming here into an all-in. Fully aware. And when I say fully aware, I mean SHIN does make a set decision. MindelVK back at home, he himself is not aware how much danger he's in. There's one shield battery here at the third. Likewise, one shield battery at the natural as well. We're built up to 3 carriers. Carrier upgrade is almost complete. And we're just waiting here for SHIN to pull the trigger. Now, with the Hive being researched, this can be Ling main into Ultra. Could be the go-to. Building up. I believe, has he scouted? Has he checked? I mean, he is now. Yeah, he sees the Corsairs. He does see the carriers. If he wanted to go for a Bane bust, and I'm pretty sure he did. Like, this is a big investment. Like, essentially, half of these Lings could have been drones. They could have been workers. We could already be on 80 drones by now. So this is setting SHIN behind. He's now falling behind. Now we have the Spire only just now begins. And remember, this was like a 7-minute lair. It was such a late lair as well. SHIN, he wanted to end the game earlier, and he has failed to do so. MindelVK, he's in a strong position. Suddenly, like, the misread out of SHIN and the passivity out of SHIN as well is giving MindelVK a very, very strong start. So far, this is ideal. As SHIN wasted his larva, delayed lair, delayed expansion, delayed upgrades as a result. Like, everything is just later here, later than usual. For SHIN. And MindelVK, he's building up his late game. Like Skytoss, Carrier, Corsair. Looking good. The one thing that I would want to add on to here, I mean, we're still quite early on when it comes to the size of these armies. We're getting there. But I would definitely push for High Templar to support this. Speaking of, there it is, Templar guys on the way. So likewise, MindelVK is also thinking about High Templar and Dark Templar as well. These Lings, they flood into the natural. They flood in, nice around. Catching out Dragoons. I mean, these Lings, despite the opener, despite how they were dead supplied, they pay for themselves somewhat. Get some damage. As he's poking in, we have a wall of cannons and shoot biters ready. MindelVK is secure, very secure. Nope. As looks like there was a bit of a pause. Corruptors are building up. At this point, I don't think Corruptors will be enough. I mean, I'm rating the Corsairs very highly. Speaking of, here they come. One carrier goes down. Oh god. Just the one carrier for what? For 5 Corruptors. Corruptors do get one more Corsair. Nice spread. Nice spread. Meanwhile, 30 probes going to be going down. Oh god, these trades are so brutal though. These Corsairs, they punish the Corruptors. Yes, from here, Minnow just doubling down, just still making more Corsair. Likewise, at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to Shin getting some spellcasters, whether they be Vipers or Infestors, they both have their place. Otherwise, the game is slowing down. And again, like MindelVK, it feels like he's gone past the worst of it. Like his supply is still quite low because of his probe count. So the probe count is really hurting MindelVK. Apologies. But otherwise, we are just building up. High Templar are amassing as well. We spoke earlier about how we're missing splash damage. This time, Storm is complete, and High Templar, they're ready. They're ready to support. See, Threatener died. Anyways, let's pull him away. Oh jeez. I was gonna say, like, from here we're just gonna slow things down. Shin, he's max. Shin, he's the first way to max out. Shin, he has gotten up to 80 workers, and because of the non-stop Link Bane aggression, MindelVK has had a really hard time securing himself on 4 bases. Like the 4th base has been very, very difficult. So Baileys are ready to dive in. They're rolling forward. There's not really much for them to kill, but they will at least knock down all the cannons. Yeah, cannons get knocked down. Base is exposed. Okay, for the destruction web. Base is getting low. Likewise, Storms. Oh my god. Storm 2's turn back. Oh, nice power bomb. Very nice. Does power bomb the army. As again, MindelVK still needs a little bit more time. Like the composition is there, but the size, the quantity is not. And part of that is, of course, because of the bases. There's no further expansion. Storm zones. Catching a carrier. Getting one. At this point, Shin is maxed. Once again, I would love to see Shin be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive. As Bailey's rolling in once again. They go for the Dragoon. Jesus. Dragoon's so tanky. Storm grace the army, links they bust into the natural, links they bust into the main as well. No shield battery, no cannons, probes are going down. And as the entire army responds to this, that does create an opening for the Corruptors. So they swoop in. Swoop in, they deny the expansion. Let's pull away. As they get 17 probe kills. Again, MindelVK, he's slowly catching up when it comes to that defensive prowess, but he's still stuck at home. Shin is sharking around. He's looking for the Sky Toss. He's hoping to catch like a stray carrier, stray unit. From here, Shin just taking up into the Greater Spire. Ultra production as well. Comes in with the spray. Takes down another Nexus. And my big concern here is that I feel like Shin has to be more proactive. Like, you have to be active when it comes to sniping like one unit at a time. Otherwise... Otherwise, I might see MindelVK just take it. I say that we do have a mass infestor. I believe Neural is done. Yes, Neural is complete. So we can move in with just the mass, the mass mind control. It's possible. How many infestors? 19! Sorry, 16. 16 infestors. That's a lot of infestors. As Bailey's are getting pulled out, nice catch. Armies are evening up. Oh, Storm threatens his own. Storming the High Templar. Let's go! Going for the Reek. Going for the Neural. Does storm his own High Templar. Likewise, does Neural every single Corsair. Oh my god, he stands in the Storm Zone. Massive storms. Jesus! Takes down all his infestors. Despite that, another wave of storms. The storms, they just annihilate the Skyzerg army. Oh my god. Shinny stood in all the storms. Not like this. Those storms were insane. Catching out the main army. Catching out the Bailings, the infestors, the everything. From here, Shin, he is in trouble. But he is amassing queens. Sorry, is amassing queens, not amassing corruptors. And corruptors have arrived. And we drop some transfuse. Yeah, the queens, they are kept alive, and they will focus on every single carrier. Yeah, they all go down. Next up are going to be the Corsairs. And with that, GG, Shin, he will overwhelm, he will snowball out of control, and Shin takes a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew. GG. Again, I was a little bit concerned that Shin was maybe being a little bit too passive and giving MindelVK too much time, but the answer was no. The answer was no. He was able to take a fight, and it was a really rough fight. It was in favor of the Protoss, 100%, but despite that, had a bank. He had a bank, so he could afford to remax. He was able to remax, rebuild, and with that, able to take a further lead in the series. Take a further lead, and we'll see if MindelVK can bring it back. Again, he was able to stabilize, he was able to slow the game down, he was able to get into his own his own setup, but not quite anywhere near as effective. And with that, we're loading into our next game. Going to be loading into Vermeer. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the top right hand corner here of Vermeer, we have the red Protoss play. We have the StarCraft 2 Protoss representing Saxon Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran. Wait. I had to do a double check. Not Zerg, but playing Terran here instead for Weibo Gaming WBG. It is Shin. Random. He really is trying to be the next Dark. Okay, for those that remember, Dark, he did not pick Zerg when he played Brood War. He picked Random instead. So we have Random out of Shin as well. Paying tribute. We do appreciate it. Does open up for Vermeer. Pulls in, pulls away, double gas opener, faster factory. Meanwhile, we do have the single gas out of MindelVK going for the faster Nexus. Oh, sorry, the faster base. There you go. StarCraft viewer be like, heard about elf on a shelf? He is lunker in a bunker. Okay, let's go. But what's important here is that MindelVK did scout, so now he's aware. He's aware of the race of his opponents. Again, just to reiterate once again, SHIN did not pick Terran. He did not pick Terran, he picked random. And again, if you've been watching Darka's during his run in StarCraft Evolution, you know that he would always pick random whenever playing StarCraft 1, whenever playing Brood War. Whenever he played SC2, he'd play Zerg, of course, but was randoming it up whenever he did hit Brood War. And that trend continues here as well. It does continue here. Oh, random. Yes, just reiterate. Random. But again, at least MindelVK is aware. At least he is aware. So you have a factory to starport set up here in the main. And once again, Stargate. Okay, Stargate opener out of MindelVK. Now, I do think that this is going to be more effective. The problem with Stargate play against the Zerg players is that, I mean, the Scout itself doesn't really have the highest rate of fire against the ground. Again, it isn't as adept when it comes to defense. Here we go. Stargate opener. At least against Zerglings, right? Like Zerglings, they can surround, they can deny, they can bully the third, and the Scout is going to have a hard time defending. Here, coming into this matchup, it is more standard way to stay on two bases a little bit longer. So build up, tech up potentially as well. Meanwhile, SHIN does not go for the sim timing. Okay. He doesn't know how to Terran. No. He's an animal. He's playing StarCraft. No one else is doing that. SMH. From here, we do have our setup. Nothing too crazy. Just two gates. Two gate setup. Likewise, siege mode is almost done. SHIN already moving out. So again, this is sorry, Beyond. SHIN even a very Beyond thing to do. Beyond is very fond of going for these early move outs. Getting up to 3, getting up to 4 SCV kills, not bad. No turrets inside. This is getting out of hand, getting up to 5 SCVs. Oh my god. Yeah, Fireworker's gonna be falling. MindelVK having a decent setup here. Bunkers moving in. Tank will siege. Okay. In range of the natural. More bunkers are being thrown down just to gain more ground. Yeah, the pylon is exposed. At the same time, behind this, the Oracle does go ham. 17 SCVs. I mean, that is game-ending damage. That is critical damage here being dealt across the map, but does it matter? As Warp Gate is denied. Denies Warp Gate. The Oracle can't fully engage. The bunkers are complete. Oh, getting on top of the first tank. Okay. Quite include. Yeah, tanks are pushing forward. Again, the goal here for SHIN is to break the natural. Tanks are a little bit far back, and I believe Blink is not done. Oh, no Blink. Oh. Yeah, no Blink. Bunker is incomplete. The Marines are going down. There's no more. Oh no! I was going to say there's no more Marines, which is true. But likewise, no more fire here. As tanks are moving forward, get within range. Void Rays on the way. The Void Ray will help. Just have the one Wraith. As the space should be saved. It's close, don't get me wrong. Very close. Back at home, the Oracle goes down. Shin can finally focus on just building up. And I do want to favor MindelVK here. MindelVK, he should have lost the expansion. He got low, but he didn't get it. Did not kill the base. Likewise, Gateway Explosion. Voyagers are amassing. It's time to move out. And it's pushing. And Shin is in trouble. Shin, he's in trouble here. First tank goes down. Boys are being pulled. There's no more Marines. Does focus attention here on the short. We're appreciating the repair. Nice repair, but again, Shin, he's still down, what, 20 workers. From here, we do see MindelVK now is able to re-expand, get his third I'm running. Now we can tech up in towards Storm, in towards Charge, in towards a greater setup. Shin is contained, and I don't see Shin doing much from here, to be honest. He just doesn't really have much left over. He was so committed, so dedicated. Ay. Now down to two race and a dream. Let's go. I can like 4-shot SCVs. Ay. From here, they're just going to take over the main. Does it away. Nice repair. Okay. Oh, sorry, Shin holding on. Bleeds out one of those wraiths. Back at the other. Oh! From here, yeah, GG. GG. There's no final fights, but Shin, he was just up against the wall. The writing was on the wall, and MindelVK will put a point on the board. GG. GG, well played. Again, last Shin with the random while playing Brood War was unable to really roll and land on what he was hoping for. And with that, GG. We are going to be stepping into our next game. We're going to be loading into Sylphid. Loading into Sylphid. Loading into our PvZ. This time, we do see that I believe Shin is going to be playing SC2, so he is not going to mess around with any kind of setup. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sylphid. We have the red Zerg player, himself, representing Sidestorm Gaming, putting a point on the board. Can he claim another? Can he claim a series? It is MindelVK. And spawning on the top side, we have the blue Zerg player from South Korea. Again, this time enjoying StarCraft 2 Zerg. It is for Wayward Gaming, Shin. Go. So we are going to be building up. And again, Nexus first here from MindelVK. Does make sense on a 3-player spawn map, just to be greedy, and then hopes to get away from that greed. So we are setting up. Likewise, nothing major to write home about yet. Likewise, there's no crazy early gas or early spawning pool. So just easing our way back in. It's been far too long. Far too long. Don't forget to setch. Don't forget. But yeah, just really greedy builds so far. it's just been very economic, very samey. You do see Shin double expanding once again. Just to reiterate, Shin, he's able to afford this faster hatchery because he's skipping his second queen. So only one queen at the natural, no queen in the main. We've already seen this once before. Already seen this. So very greedy here from Shin. Very greedy. See if he is punished. Oh, hello. As we are going for, I believe that was that 2 minutes? Or maybe like 2:20, 2:15-ish. Really early Roach one here out of Shin. So he does open up greedy, that is true, but he's going to be not skipping Ling speed. This looks like a Ling Ravager all-in. Oh boy. As we are mining on that gas. I'm getting deja vu. Do you recall earlier in the broadcast, or in this series actually, Citadel of Adun, we are rushing blindly into speedlots, into fast zealots, into zealot legs. Meanwhile, MindelVK, he did scout, he did confirm the timing of the third, he confirmed the timing of the bases. He is aware that this was a more greedy build, but he hasn't seen the follow-up yet, so he doesn't know just how aggressive Shin plans on being. MindelVK is only working with a piece of the puzzle. Here we go. Does commit, does move out. And it does move out. Here we go. The Ravagers are morphing into again, so a Ling Ravager or Ling Roach Ravager all in here by Shin. And MindelVK, what's he doing? He's taking. We have a speed on the way. We have Temple Archives on the way, getting to our gateways as well. And the one shield battery. And Shin, he's here to just knock down the wall. He's here to knock it down. That shield by putting in a lot of work. But there we go. Yeah, the base has been broken. Lings, they flood in. They take down the first adept. Likewise, they're hoping to get on top of that on that Ravager as well. Oh. Yeah, with that Shin, he's done it. With that Shin, he has done it. He has broken the natural. Likewise, moving further in. Getting on top of the Dragoon, just barely. The Dragoon goes down. And unfortunately, MindelVK just had no idea. Like, we've been here before, he had no idea. He saw an economic start, an economic opener, so he just assumed, you're just being greedy. He's like, no. That was merely only the opener. From then, Shin, he just doubled down. GG gets called, and Shin, he will bust into the main base. He will claim the series 3-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, unfortunately, we've seen this quite a bit tonight, but we have seen a lot of all-ins from everyone, from Bjorn, from Shin, from 3Point, from MindelVK, less so MindelVK actually, but we've seen a lot of aggressive builds, a lot of all-ins, and unfortunately MindelVK was just unable to confirm what was going on until it was already too late, until it was already knocking down his front door. So a bit of a later setup there, and with that, GG, well played. Whew, we are getting ready here for our next series. We're getting ready for the grand finals. We already covered the initial upper semis, and now we just wrapped up with the lower semifinals as well. With that, let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed and what exactly has been going on. Let's go. From the top, we do have Bjorn. Bjorn took down Rebellion 2-0, and Bjorn, he almost 3-point. He almost took him down 3-0, but last 3-point, he was able to pull off the reverse sweep in that best of 5. 3-point, he won 3 games in a row in a nail biter of a series. Was able to bring him down. And I would say an upset. So really impressive play. Likewise, we had Shin. Shin took down the SCC. Shin also took down MindelVK as well. A bit of a more intense and aggressive series, I will say that for sure, 100%. But in the end, MindelVK was cool with his pants down. Shin was able to snuggle out of control, and now we have our 2 finalists. And this is a rematch from this morning. If you recall, we actually casted a best of 7 between 3Point and Shin, and it barely went the way of Shin. It went 4-2 in his favor. Did claim that win, did claim that series. 3Point could not actually engage. And that leads us here into our next broadcast of the event. I should say that leads us into the grand finals of this tournament. That leads us into a best of 5 between 3Point and Shin. We'll see if history will repeat itself. We'll see if 3Point can get his revenge. And coming into this, I do favor Shin, but 3Point can definitely take maps and can potentially take series as well. Let's go. let us go. Until then, we are going to be going on a very short break. Going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the grand finals. That'll be our final series of the broadcast. Again, it's been a bit of a longer broadcast, a bit of a longer event. As again, SELs, StarCraft Evolution Leagues, are usually a little bit longer just because we cast so much. Just because we cast all the quarterfinals matches, then the semis, then the finals. So with that, we are going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have that ZvZ between 3 Point and SHIN. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.